So, hello guys, welcome back. So I've just finished my unboxing. It's only 4 items, so that's not much of an unboxing. But during that video, you can see that as soon as I opened it, I was just really underwhelmed by this palette for some reason. I don't know, I expected it to be so much more beautiful or amazing or inspiring, but something just didn't click. So I'm hoping that the swatches I do will make a difference. But during the transit, I don't know if you can see, I've got some watermarks down here. I don't know where they are from. And well, these two shades and this shade here has left marks on the mirror. So I don't know if they're gonna pull up a lot of kickback when I actually do use it. And if you hear snoring, that's my cat. But let's just go straight into it. I don't know, there's something about this palette that's made me feel quite underwhelmed. So I'm gonna skip right to it and I'm gonna start with my class, and I'm going to do a primer side and then a non-primer side, and then you're going to get brush swatches and normal swatches. Just my cat's here again, so he's like best of appearance. Let's see if you can see him. He's always very intrigued as to what I'm doing. And I'm going to start off with the matte shades. I don't know, I'll just go in order. That's the first 4 shades. So you've got Dixie, Jacaranda, Flutter, maybe. Am I not in focus today? That better? So that's the first 4 shades. This time it's not really made much difference. The matte shades go on a lot better, I think, with the primer. Yeah, the matte shades go on better, but it's not a huge difference. Yeah, you can't tell a difference in the colour payout. That's the next 4 colours. So you've got Regal, you've got Eclipse, you've got Stargirl, you've got Bolt. Oh, it's nice. What looked nice when I swatched it as well, to be fair. Oh, that performed so much better on the primer side. So that's Regal, Eclipse, Stargirl and Bolt. They look nice on the primer side. Next 4. That's Heather, Cerise, Sweet Pea, Concord. So far, Bolt is my favourite shade. I don't know, people are quite upset about these 2 shades, but I don't know, when I was looking at the colour wheel, it made sense to me to have shades like that in here, but I could be wrong, I don't know. So that's Heather, Cerise, Sweet Pea, Concord. I feel like everything else apart from the first 4 is performing a lot better on the primer side, but that being said, it's only a marginal difference, like not anything huge. Let's be very careful because I think I went in a bit too hard there. Willow, Link. Oh, that's nice. And then Orchid is nice as well. Okay, a lot on my arm right now. There is a lot of pinky purple tones. So you've got a true purple, then you've got like pink kind of darkish shade, a bluey pink, pinks. I feel like these are like a nice purple. I feel like that would create a really nice look. Which ones are those? So that would be Willow, Concord and Sweet Pea. But I don't know if it'll be too light on my eyes. Those 2 are really pink. So what people are trying to say in terms of there's a lot of pink. But I don't know, that just looks beautiful. I'm still a bit underwhelmed though. Luckily, I don't have anything like this in my collection. So I'm using a flat brush for the glitter shimmer swatches and then a blending brush for the matte shadows. 1 second. That's Dixie. I am cleaning my brushes in between, but okay. Jacaranda. See that? Looks quite patchy. See what it's like on the primer side. On the primer side, it's not patchy at all. So I'll bring you in a bit. So that's without primer, and then with the primer, it's not as patchy, which is good. Okay. On with Flutter. So that picks up nicely with the brush. That's nice on the primer side as well. No issue at all. So yeah, nice. Going in with Phoebe. So that's Phoebe without the primer. Yeah, really nice. Primer side with the brush is just so much better. Going in with Regal. So yeah, no problem at all. So the only one that had a problem with the brush was Dixie. However, with the brush test, you can see that it's just applying on so much better with the primer. So Eclipse. No issue with the clips as well. I feel like the only problem that I have is that it's so much more vibrant. Slightly more patchy without the primer. No problem again. That's such a nice shade though. I I've got nothing. I don't have a big collection at all. But yeah, that looks really nice. I do really like that. That's Bolt. So I'm having some problem with Bolt. And because of how the shade is, it's like with the colours, it gives you the same kind of uneven colour. Some places have more silver in it, and some places have more purple. Even with the brush side, even with the primer side, it's the same thing. But can you see the primer side is a lot more intense? The colour payout is so much better. Then you got Heather. I just don't have to try near as hard on the primer side. Cerise is here. That's a nice colour. I don't know why people are happy about this colour. I do get what they mean. It is quite pinkish, but I don't mind that. So I guess it goes down to personal preference. But I think that would look really nice with some of the purples as well. It'll really bring out the colour. We're going to go with Sweet Pea. Or you see the kickback? That's nice there, but the kickback. I'm going to go in with Concord. That picked up nice on the brush. And this is the primer side. Lying down on the table right now. This is Velour and Sweet Pea. Look very similar on the arm. You can tell there's a slight difference, but I feel like those two shades are quite similar. And let's see how Brink performs. A bit patchy, to be fair. Push it in a bit. And then the brush side, the primer side. I don't know if the primer just gives it a lot more grit, but it's a lot less gritty and smoother with the primer. You got Orchid with the brush. Can you see that? I should get a bit more in there. That's Orchid with the primer side. That's all the colours. Dixie performed a lot better with the primer, but both sides are quite patchy with the brush. Jacaranda was very patchy, but with the primer there's no problem at all. The rest of the shades performed slightly better with the primer. Only exception was Eclipse. This one here is so much more pigmented and easy to blend. Without the primer it looks quite patchy. And then if you go to Heather, you've got the same kind of issue. It's not patchy, but it's just a lot lighter. But the rest of the shadows, they just performed a tad better. But overall they were... So I'm doing a voiceover just for the next bit. I'm sorry about the clips as well. It is a bit jumpy. I am trying to get my head around doing tutorials. But in the next few ones that I have lined up, they do get better. So just bear with me. For some reason, when I'm doing this voiceover, it's not really showing me the clip as well, which is a bit counterproductive. But I started off with Soft Ochre by MAC as a primer. I put Phoebe all over, which had a lot of kickback. And then I did Orchid in the corner, which is a very bright shade. And then I did Sweet Pea. I used Sweet Pea in the inner half. And then I go in with Jacaranda. After Jacaranda, I used Orchid on the outer section of the under eye. And then I put Jacaranda all the way through the under eye as well. On the lid, the glitter that I used was Concord. And then in the inner corner, I used Stargirl. But I was doing my makeup using a viewfinder, so it's not the greatest. But that was the finished look. Just a side note, when I was recording this, I was watching The Empress, season 2, episode 4. And if you've not watched it, you should watch it. It's so sad. But it was a great find. I had to stop myself a few times because I got so emotional during it. But that's the first look. I think whilst I was editing, I took out a bit more than I should have. So for this look, I used Velour and Phoebe on the crease. And then I go in with, I blend that in really well. I try to anyway, but I lack patience. And then I used Orchid on the outer corner and on the bottom lash line. Sorry if I sound a bit out of it. I've done this voiceover 3 times and it's just not working out. I lost the clip again. But yeah, so then I'm doing Orchid on the bottom lash line right now. Then you can see me use jacaranda in the outer corner. I'm trying to make a little V there. Can you see it? Just trying to concentrate on that bottom bit only, just because I've got hooded eyes, so everything gets covered in a way. So one of my favorite shades in here is Stargirl. I love using it in my inner corner, and no matter what look I've been doing, I don't know why I've just been drifting towards Stargirl. I need to stop doing that and try using something else. On my lid I've used Bolt, and then I'm just blending the outer corners of everything out a bit more because I felt like it was a bit patchy. So I've used more jacaranda on the outer corner. Then I went with Eclipse on the bottom lash line. And then I'm just using my hand and using, is it Dixie? And guys, I don't know what's happened to my Dixie. It's just not performing as well as it did initially. I don't know if anyone else has had that issue. I'll look at my attempt at doing the blue eyeliner. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do it I'm trying to use the viewfinder only, which is tiny. So I'm going in and out, in and out. The fallout I had with this look is crazy. That it took me forever to clean. But yeah, that's everything. But I've not done my eye makeup in a very long time. And then making sure I'm in focus and in frame, and it's just very difficult. So I'm going to move on to my wear test. So this is the look I had. Can you see on top of my little black wing, I've got those two little wings. So it's not the eyeshadow that's patchy, that's just me. But this clip now is after around 8 hours. But it did hold up relatively well. But initially I lost my next clip, so that was my initial wear test. So I think there's some discrepancies within how well the palette holds up. Certain eyeshadows hold up, because my next clip, you can see that it performed the wear test. It just performed so much better. But I didn't mind this, and even towards the end of the day, I was still getting compliments for this look. It was bad, but it looks bad on camera. Well, this is my second look. So I tried to use Heather, Cerise, Brink and Orchid. And then I just used a brown eyeliner for a wing. And to be fair, all of those shades kind of blend into one shade. You can't really tell that I've used 4 different shades there. I used Stargirl for my inner corner again, but yeah. And you tell that that's been 7 or 8 hours later. It looks as good as it did when I initially applied it. So I do think there might be some discrepancies on how well it holds up. And if you got to the end, I've just put in a bonus look. So this is an all matte look. Yeah, again, the eyeliner at the end might look a bit patchy or wrong, but I just tried to do a double wing. But I used all matte shades. I've got Cerise, Heather, I've got Orchid, I've got a bit of jacaranda. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, please like, subscribe and follow for more.